Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away and happy Friday. Today I'm going to be doing stages 39 to 44 at the Fanhome release of Build Darth Vader. Now this is going to be a very difficult one to build because I haven't received the last pack. There is a delay in the last pack. So stages, let me think, is it 32 to 38, something like that? We haven't got at the moment. They are preparing it at the moment. I believe that's going to be sent out. So when I start this pack, there's going to be parts I need, which I haven't done because they were in the last pack, which I haven't received yet. And it's all about the fingers. So what I'm going to do, because I've done this once before with a DeLorean build, is I'm going to continue anyway. And I'm going to be doing stages 39 to 44. I think I can get quite far. I think what's going to happen though is that I'm going to be creating the hand with no fingers. But then what I'll do is when we get to those stages, I'll just open it back up, put the fingers back in, and I'll include that in the next video. I'm hoping all of this makes sense. Please, it's early in the morning. Look, it's like 10 to 7 in the morning. Try and keep up. So we'll see how far we get with this. I don't think we need any of the other bits apart from the fingers to do all of these stages today, which is why I've made the decision to go ahead and do this anyway. So you get to see an idea of what's coming in the next, I don't know, 2 packs. If you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. There's also that QR code on the screen, but let's see how far we get with this. This is going to be a challenge today. Without further ado, let's get cracking. So as I said, the only thing I don't have are fingers. So I can probably put the palm together with no fingers, but all the parts in here, I need to put these over the fingers and then put the fingers in here when I close the palm off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close the palm off with this section here, which is going to connect to the arm, give you an idea of how the fingers are. When the fingers come, all I'm going to do is just undo this, put the fingers back in. So as you can see, putting these sheaths over the fingers, so I'm guessing that's what we would have done in the last pack. One in the center here, and then clasping this together just like that. So that is how that's looking. No, mine's not going to, it's just going to be a palm. That's it, just a palm. Now, I have looked at my account online and it did say that it's preparing package. So I don't know if that means that last package is going to be out soon or what. But there has been a delay in this. A lot of people have been asking, where's Darth Vader? So, well, it's here now. We just skipped ahead 1 pack. Now, let me just open all this up. So all of these little grommets we're going to be keeping in this plastic bag because this is what I'm going to need for the fingers. I don't want to lose them. So let me keep that to one side. I can open these bigger ones though, because I'm going to be putting one of these just into this center section just here. So that's in just like that. Then I'm going to be closing that off with this section here, which is actually going to be attaching this to the rest of the arm. And now I've put that grommet in. That's a nice tight fit in there, as you can see. Perfect. I'm going to be putting another grommet. I don't know what these are called. Bushes. in this side here. That's good. Like that. And then I'm going to be piecing both of these together. Now, as you can imagine, when these are together, we will have fingers coming out of these. And we'll also have a thumb eventually coming out of that, going from this section here. But obviously we don't have that. I am going to put this together though, so I don't lose these screws. And it's held in with 4 of these screws. These are F screws. Now there is something I want to show you when I put this on. I think you can see why I've gone ahead and done this pack, because it's just easy to put the fingers in afterwards. All I've got to do is just take these 4 screws out and put them in. But the thing I want to show you is that pretend we don't get the fingers. Let's say we didn't get the fingers. Is it really going to make a difference? Because look, this is eventually going to be going in here, which just fans this out, as you can see. So there you go anyway. So anyway, that is all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 40, here's the instructions. And again, we've got some parts for the left hand that we're going to be piecing together now. We're actually just building onto this now, so we're going to actually get this arm built. So that's going to look like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the fingerless hand. We've got another one of these grommets here. This video is going to make a whole lot of sense when the next pack comes, which will be the last pack that I'm missing here. We're going to be putting this grommet just through the centre, just like that there. And then what we're going to be doing is putting these ball joints, we've got two of these either side. So one's going to go this side. You know what, looking at this, don't do it that way. That's what the instructions say. Do it this way. Put the grommet over this section here first, just like that. And then this will then go into the hand. So we want this one going that side there. Push that through. Closing it off by putting the other side on just here. So as you can see, that's in place. And then I'm going to take these F screws again. And I'm going to be putting them through the middle here. I need another one just on this side here. That's clamped that section together. And it has got a lot of friction in there, so it can't just flop around. Then I've got this foam, which has got adhesive on the back. Peel that off. And I'm going to be putting that around this section just here, making sure I stay in the lines. A bit like I used a colour. Stay in the lines, so I get that nice and flush on there, just like that. Once that's done, I need these two sections here, and I'm going to be putting these together like this. So one's going this side, one's going this side, and I'm going to be holding these together with these F screws. Need 4 of these. Now it's quite a clever way of gaining some friction on this so that it does hold tightly and again doesn't flop around by putting that foam in there. So let's just get these last ones in here, making them nice and tight. And as you can see, it can turn, but it has provided lots of friction, so again, not flopping around. But that's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 41, here's the instructions. And we've now got some more left arm, putting these two parts together. And you can see we're still building it up. We've got a joint that we're actually making now. So that looks like that. Okay, and we've got this lovely massive frame section here, which we're going to be putting some parts in. And these are some metal disc bases, as you can see. Look just like this. I do want them this way round, so that the indent is facing up. These are going to go in there just like that. I'm holding those in with 2 F screws, which I've got here. Because these are metal, I think this is going to make for a very strong joint here, which does make me wonder if we've got a lot of weight on this. I wonder if this is the hand that holds the lightsaber. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. That's in just like that. On top of that, I've got a friction disc, which looks like this. This is one piece, which is quite cool. That's going to be going just into the top like that. Now I'm holding that in by lining up the holes, and I'm putting them in with type J screws, which I've got here. These are small flat-headed screws. And they're going into metal because they're going into that metal disc below. So you know what I'm going to say. Putting them in a touch of oil, which has now got on my finger. Perfect. So that's that in, and then I'm going to be taking this section here, and it's going to be going over the top of this here. Once again, I'm lining up the holes just like that. And it says I'm putting them in with I screws, but the only screws I've got left are U screws. So I'm putting them in with U screws. And we need 4 of these. Now the instructions are saying if any of the pieces don't stay secure, use some glue. But, well, they're secure. Don't quite know how this works. Oh, it does work. Look at that. It's very, very tight. I like that. I like that. First time I've seen a joint like that. That's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 42, here are in the instructions. And again, we've got some more parts of the left arm with another one of these joints here, which is going to go on the other side. And then we're closing this whole thing off like that. Can you see what I mean about this pack now? Look, it's all, apart from those fingers, it's pretty self-contained, this pack is. So if you are in the same position as me, you can see, you can probably get on with it. Okay, so it's exactly like we just done. I'm going to be taking this section here, dropping it in, lining up the holes. We're going to get some F screws, securing this bottom plate in first. Taking the friction disc and putting that in, lining up the holes and holding that in with J screws. So this is the last one going in there. And then once again, I've got this section here, which is going on the top. Just have to line up the holes, get some U screws here and screw these in. So this is the last one just going in here now. We do have some F screws left, and the reason for that is because we're going to close these two parts up now. So putting this over the top like that, and then securing them with 3 F screws through these holes here. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 43. Move that one out of the way there. This is the instructions. And we're still working on the left arm. Looks like we've got like the forearm now. Piecing that together like this. So that's looking like that there. I probably will put the glove over this so you can have an idea of how that's going to look on the thumbnail. But everything's coming in its own individual bags. Let's get all of these open. Okay, these brackets here, we've got some larger ones which are labelled number 1 and smaller ones which are labelled number 2. So basically I want the smaller ones first, which are labelled number 2. They're going to be going into the top of this joint that we've just created here. So they're going to go in just like that. We're going to be putting one each side, these smaller ones. There is locating lugs to help you with those. Perfect. And then we're going to be holding them into place with an F screw. Now I've got them here, but we're just putting one F screw just through the bottom. So I need to turn it upside down, screw that in from this side here. So one there. Remember, you are going into plastic, so not too tight. One there. So that's looking like that. The small ones on the side, which has got the screw holes here, because I'm going to turn that over, and on the other side, I've got the larger ones now, which are going to go on top, just like this. Now, they are central. It doesn't matter which way round we put these. But to put these into place, we're going to be putting some larger screws in. Now, these are S screws. These are a lot longer. But the screws for these are going to go in from this side again. So we're putting them in the shorter bracket there, like this. And then they're attaching to this larger bracket I've put on the other side. So, 4 screws in here. Let me just do one side first. And there you go. That's in place just like that. And then guess what? I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So this will be going in here like that. But we're securing it from this side here. This is certainly one to make your arm ache, I show you. Ooh, long screws. Okay, then I want these forearm sections here, and I want the one that's labelled L1, looking like that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting this into place on here. Now, it's going to be going in, let's get this right. If this is this way round, this is going to be going into here like this. So I can secure it with 2 F screws just into the holes there. I've got those screws here, so I get one in this side and one in the other side. And then what you'll see is that I can still operate this arm so it can move. That's good. On this side here, I'm going to be putting the hand that we created. Now, I'm guessing it goes, let me see. I think it fits better that way around with the number facing up. The instructions are a little bit unclear on that. Let's have a look. If we have it that way round, nah, it's definitely that way round. So it's looking with these blanks facing up. Holding them in with F screws as well. And then that means, once I'm in position with that, I can turn it over and put an F screw just through the base here as well. Certainly holding just that part there in. And then I'm in a situation where I can put the top on now. And you can see where it's going to connect. Those 3 holes there. So make sure this is lined up just like that. I need 3 F screws. 1, which is going to hold that hand section in. And then the other 2 will hold this forearm section in. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. Perfect. So the last stage of this pack is stage 44. Here's the instructions. And as you can see, we're still working on that left arm here, putting these parts here together so it's looking like that. Once again, everything individually wrapped, so I'll get all this open. I do like how these joints are made, because we're about to make another one now, which means first thing I need to do is take this section here. I'm going to be putting this over the top of this here, holding that in with F screws. Need 3 of these. Then I've got the first part of this joint here, which I'm going to be putting into place. That's going to go on top of this section here, and it's this way round I'm putting it in. Once again, our favourite F screws are going to hold that into place. I need 3 of those. Once that's into place, I'm going to be putting the friction disc in. Brilliant that it's already created like that for us. That's going to be held in with J screws. Got them here. And then this time, the section that's going to go over the top will go off in this direction here. So I'm just going to line up these holes again. And I'm using the U screws this time to secure them into place. It doesn't matter if it is slightly off center, as you can see there, because I'll just pull that back round in a second. Let's get these last 2 screws in. Perfect. And as you see, where that's off center, if I want to pull that round, I can just push that down like that. And there you go. And that is all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So I'm pretty impressed that we have managed to actually get on with this, even though we didn't have the fingers, which are pretty much what we're going to be doing in the last pack, I'm guessing. In the pack that I'm missing, I'm thinking. Now, let me get that arm glove back over again. So I'll give you an idea of how this is going to go. On here, like that. And obviously the fingers are going to fill this out here. But that is how that's going to look. Pretty cool, huh? And this is what it looks like to my international unit of measure here. I'm glad I got on with that, because you know what? I sat down and I just thought, where's the fingers? And then I thought, I don't remember making the fingers. So I had to look through my old videos and then realise, we haven't made the fingers. But hopefully that pack will be here soon. It's a bit weird that they've sort of bunny hopped over each other. Anyway, if you want to get this for yourself, once again, check the video description and also that link on the screen. But I really hope you like that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.